Good morning, everybody. I'm Teresa Berger, Mayor in Howell. Over the past few weeks, we've been hearing a lot about coronavirus or COVID-19. I would like to speak to everyone, not only as an elected official and the Mayor of Howell, but also as a CEO of a health center and the resident of Howell. Today, I've asked to join me Brian Gehegan, our manager, our chief, Andrew Kudrick, our deputy mayor, Evelyn O'Donnell, and Victor Cook is our OEM coordinator. We're going to be up here today. We're all going to probably say a couple of similar things because we didn't connect and correspond with what we were going to say, but each of us are going to be speaking a little bit about a couple of different things we have that we have today. So forgive me, but it's very weird not having anybody out there to talk. As mayor, I've been working with the governing body in Howell, the county officials, state government, to ensure that we're getting the most updated information that we can regarding the COVID-19. We're working diligently with DPW, the Board of Education, OEM, law enforcement, to make sure that our Howell residents stay safe and secure, and that our community is healthy. Howell alerts and notifications can be found on the Howell website, www.township.howell.nj.us/COVID-19. That will have all of the updated information, so if you're interested in looking, please go ahead and do so. You can also review the WHO website as well as CDC websites. As of yesterday, we had 10 cases here in Howell. Town Hall remains closed for the safety of the public as well as for our township staff. There is a drop-off box located to the near of the building of Town Hall for documents that must be handed out to the township, including payments, election documents, notices, notifications. Please put them in the outside in the box. Staff that are able to work from home, you are encouraged to please work from home. There should be approximately 6 feet between everybody, and you should also have no more, they're saying, than 10 people in one location. So please adhere to those rules. It's very important. I want to say I was out this weekend. I walked the reservoir on Saturday morning. Everybody was walking. They kept their distances, which was very nice, and you still were able to enjoy the day. Yesterday at Alair, it was the same thing. So please, if you want to go out, you can, but just keep your distance. At this time, leadership is so crucial, and leadership is so uncertain. We're uncertain because we don't have everything that we need to make the correct decisions. So please, if we're closing places, if restaurants are only for pickup or curbside, adhere to those regulations as well. Closures and cancellations will continue. We are following the governor's guidelines on that. To mitigate the impact of COVID-19 and to protect the capacity of New Jersey's healthcare system, Governor Murphy signed the executive order of 107. This will and the chief will go over that. This is directing all residents to stay home until further notice. Any notification and update that will reference the state of emergency are being shared on the Howell Town site again, the website again. Please, I can't say it enough. The town manager, the chief of police and OEM, and the governing body are in regular contact, and we are monitoring the situation and making decisions accordingly. I want to add, we have a large senior population here in Howell. My advice is that I started to write, my advice is that at 65 you should stay in. You should, but now it's down to 20, 30, and 40. So everybody who's out there and not heeding to the social distancing and going to parties at your friend's house or play dates, those can cause spread. It just takes one person to be a carrier, and then you bring it home to your family. So seniors, please stay home. Please have a 2-week supply of medications, of food. If you don't, please contact someone that you know can go shopping for you and pick up those items. We're in this together. If we do everything the way we're asking, we can stay healthy and safe. This is something I think that none of us ever thought we'd experience at this time, especially from the COVID virus, because it was one that was around for a while. So today is so different than it was even yesterday. If you don't see cars on the street, they're heeding the warning. It's really important to keep our kids healthy because the ages now are decreasing. It's important to keep yourselves healthy, your families. If you follow the guidelines, wash your hands regularly after touching anything. Don't put your hands to your face. These are the simplest things that you can do to help protect. With that, I would like to give the mic over to Deputy Mayor, please.
Thank you. Of course, I'd like to echo some of the sentiments of the mayor. It's at these kinds of times that this council works very carefully together and with our professionals to make sure that Howell Township stays as safe as possible. And again, as the mayor said, the best defense for the COVID virus is yourselves, is taking care of yourselves with hygiene, distancing, and making sure that as parents, you're watching over your children carefully, making sure that they understand how important it is to follow these rules. But I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the tremendous efforts of our police, our fire, OEM, and the EMS teams. While we're home making all of our precautions to keep our families safe, these folks are out there in the public trying to do everything they can to keep us safe as well, while they put themselves in danger many times. To the fellow residents, I would just say to you at this point, we are using every resource as a governing body to ensure your safety. We ask that you support your fellow neighbors, your family, help them when it's possible, do some shopping for them, whatever it takes to keep them inside, especially for the people that are compromised, such as the seniors and people that have certain disabilities, whether it be diabetes, heart trouble, lung issues, COPD, whatever the case, they are at greater risk. So if you can reach out to those people and give them a hand, it's greatly appreciated. Remember that Howell Township will support each other, and the best way we're going to take care of this virus is with each other. We have to be responsible for ourselves and our families and our neighbors. So I will just, in closing, I just want to say that we will get through this, and we'll do it together, as we always do. And I just ask everyone to remember, we thank God for many things. Let's thank Him for our community and our country, and let's ask Him to help keep us safe as the weeks unfold.
If I may, I was neglectful. Howell Alliance is available for anybody in the town that might be experience some anxiety, stress, fear. Please make sure to contact them. This is a time where we all need to help ourselves, so please don't wait. Call and make an appointment at the Alliance. Now, Victor Cook from OEM.
Good morning. As of today's date, like the mayor said, there has been 10 confirmed COVID-19 positive tests in the township. Excuse me.
Your mic. The side button. Side button. Gray.
All right. Good morning. Like the mayor said, today, as of today's date, there has been 10 confirmed positive COVID-19 patients within Howell Township. Again, how do we get those numbers? The Board of Health actually contacts us with the positive numbers only. There is no addresses given out due to HIPAA regulations. So again, we do not know where these patients are within the township. All we are getting are numbers of positive cases. Again, as the tests are getting out, there are going to be more positive tests. That's just the way it is. Like the mayor said with the hockey stick, we're still going up, and as we test more people are coming back positive. Here in the township, we have signed a local state of emergency within the township, and that it mirrors the governor's executive orders, which will be introduced by the police chief of those executive orders. The CERT team within Howell Township, the volunteer CERT team, has been activated, and we're starting to have those members receive and deliver supplies for our first responder personnel. What that means is the PPE, the personal protection equipment that you've been hearing about, the masks, the gowns, the gloves, they are all being delivered to our fire department, police department, and EMS squads as they use them. We are replenishing such. However, like everybody else, we are running low on that equipment. We're still waiting for supplies from the county OEM to arrive. However, this equipment is becoming scarce in nature. I'm asking any of the private contractors that might want to donate masks that are available to us. You can call the Howell OEM number at 732-938-4500 and extension 2906, and we'll make arrangements to accept those donations of masks and nitrile gloves if you have them. Again, those are in short demand. We're also working with the Senior Center to provide additional resources for our seniors. The seniors are also, the Meals on Wheels program is still being delivered by our Senior Center. Again, we are setting stuff up right now with the Senior Center to possibly provide a service that would have our CERT members deliver food at your door if you pre-order it at the grocery stores. Again, that is premature and not in effect yet. We will advertise on our website and social media when that comes into a reality. Again, the website, as the mayor said, all the notifications have been pushed out on that daily as warranted. If there is nothing posted that day, then, it's status quo. We don't want to over-inundate people with, useless information. As warranted, the information will be pushed out on all of the social media sites.
Thank you. Chief?
Good morning. So as far as the police department is concerned, I put out a video a few days ago that explained some of our both internal and external operations. They still remain the same. I have a few police officers that I put out as precaution. They got tested, and we're waiting on those test results to come back before I make the decision as to what to do with them. But at this point, it's precautionary. There may have been an exposure amongst some other police officers during a training session from outside of this agency. So I will update the manager once I hear more from those tests, which were done yesterday. But as far as our operations are concerned, our manning levels basically stay the same out on the road, even though our call volume was cut in half, and we appreciate that. Everyone is heeding to the warnings of staying off the road, and as such, we're not getting as many calls for service, basically half. Our officers are not making contact like they normally do with our motorists. I said that in my video. Basically, minor infractions are being overlooked right now, and I'm okay with that. But serious violations are still being addressed. We still have to prepare, even though we're downsizing. We still have to be prepared in the event something does large happen in town. I have to be able to properly handle that incident. So our manning levels are basically the same, even though our call volume is down. Internally, inside the police department, we've adjusted some schedules on our civilian staff, so they're not all in the same workspace on any single day. We have some of our part-time police officers, our class ones, our kids, they're going around. They're assisting Public Works with sanitizing the building because, again, we're a 24/7 operation, and Public Works has been doing a nice job. They really stepped up their cleaning on our end, and we appreciate that. The one thing I want to address is that a lot of and I put this out on our social media a few days ago, we are one single source here, and we all recognize that. We talk on an everyday basis. We text them. I know the manager's phone didn't stop yesterday like mine didn't, and basically every day it's the same. So it was important that the voice is heard from a singular source, and that being from the township. So as far as the PD, we'll still post anything that's significant as far as police operations, but as far as anything that's related to the virus, that is all going to be pushed through the township. So we encourage all our residents to pay attention and follow the township's page on social media. And when we have the opportunity to share that on a police page, we will do so. Two things I want to add as far as our operations. Again, we still continue to remain in business, but just on a limited basis. You still can obtain records through the police department. That cannot be done in person. Our records window is actually closed. Our lobby is closed. So a person can go right to records@howellpolice.org. That's records@howellpolice.org. And my ladies in our records bureau will get those reports out to you. You may have to exchange some ID via email or basically follow up on a phone call from one of my records clerks just to verify it is you that we're releasing this information to. As far as general police reports, we ask the public to refrain from any minor incidents that could just wait. But if a person feels that it's critical, they have to report it. You may not get a police response, so we created reports@howellpolice.org. That is a email address that you can communicate with another police officer who is inside headquarters that can assist you. And our telecommunicators have been given the authority by me to basically filter those calls to decide what type of priority they're going to get. So there's 3 ways that calls are going to be handled. Your regular standard police response. The telecommunicator may not accept the call at all. They may basically tell you to call back at a later time, or they may push you to a telephone call or through the email. And it depends on the officer that's in headquarters if they are tied up on another call or not. Once a police officer gets to your house, there's going to be that social distance unless that officer has to go hands-on to either render aid or to intervene. It could be anywhere from, obviously, the domestic violence, a dispute, or any other incident that an officer may have to go hands-on with. But basically, they're keeping the social distance, so don't be offended if that officer decides to talk to you from outside of the residence. He may be wearing an N95 respirator mask. That's also to protect himself and to protect the public as well. My single fear here is us as officers. We respond to an emergency, and we end up being the ones that contaminate a person. So that's a fear of mine. All of our officers are required to stay home if they're feeling ill or if their family members are feeling ill. So we're doing all we can on our police side here to try to really limit exposure and to reduce the amount of contact we have with the general public. So records at Howell Police to obtain any type of firearms. We're still processing firearms. I'm going to have further guidance from the New Jersey State Police tomorrow as far as the ID cards need to have a fingerprint on it, and since our records bureau is closed, how that's going to go about it. I'll know further tomorrow, so I will post the firearms processes up on our webpage once I receive additional information tomorrow from the state, and that's every police department. Every morning at 09:15 hours, I'm on a conference call with all the other chiefs and executives throughout the state, and we get updated on a regular basis. And Howell's basically right in line with what's going on around the state. All of us as chiefs, we're talking with one another to make sure that we're all on the same page. We don't want to be strict here in Howell and then in an adjoining town be lenient and have our residents go into another town. So all of us as chiefs, we're all on the same page, which is very good. I want to just make note of our senior population sometimes are the target of fraud, and we're starting to see, even though crime is down, violent crime is down throughout the state, incidents of fraud are skyrocketing. And that's because you have some people take this time during a crisis as an opportunity to try to victimize, especially our senior populations. So you may see some online where they're trying to sell you some sort of magic remedy, saying that you'd be immune from this, fake testing, any type of donations to supply first responders with masks. You may have it through the mail as well. Hopefully you don't have nobody coming up to your door, but I would not even entertain anybody coming to your door. You can always give us a call. That's something we'll absolutely respond out to and address it. I always say this, and I've said it since day one, our police officers, they treat our calls with our residents as if it's their own neighbor, and we continue to do so. So be very aware of the fraudulent activity, either online, telephone, mail, or in person. You can always give us a call, the police department. You can call the township offices. We're all on the same page as far as that. As far as the executive orders, we are getting updated on a daily basis. Things change, policies are putting out, directives are being pushed out, especially from the Attorney General's office and from the state police. There's 2 executive orders right now, 107 and 108, that specifically apply to our town. I'm just going to go over them. I have it broken down. The state actually did this for us. I have to give credit to them because the executive orders are sometimes pretty lengthy and wordy, and they broke it down into layman's terms for all of us. Sometimes police officers, we have to put things very simplistic for us. So I'm gonna put it out here. 107 and 108, what it basically means. There is no. You start hearing this term about shelter in place. That is not any type of term that we use. We use shelter in place as far as an active shooter or an active threat. So dispel any type of words that you may hear about shelter in place. We have a stay-at-home order right now, but there are certain times that you can go out, and that is to obtain goods or services from essential businesses, obtaining takeout or food beverages from restaurants, seeking medical attention, essential social services and assistance from law enforcement, visiting family or close friends, caretakers, romantic partners, reporting to or performing their job, walking, running, or engaging in outdoor activities, leaving for an educational, religious, or political purpose, leaving because of fear of health or safety, leaving at the direction of law enforcement or other government agencies. We remind all residents to practice social distancing when out, and you should only use public transportation if there's no other feasible choice. Canceling gatherings, only 10 or less are permitted, not allowed to have anything over 10. We had 2 stores that remained open yesterday, and we had to shut them down. Closing non-essential retail businesses. These are the ones that are permitted to be open. Grocery and food stores, including retailers like Walmart and Target. Pharmacies and medical marijuana dispensaries. Medical supply stores, gas stations, convenience stores, healthcare facilities, hardware and home improvement stores, banks, financial institutions, laundromats, dry cleaning services. Stores that principally sell supplies for children under 5 years old, pet stores, liquor stores, car dealerships, but only for auto maintenance, repair, and auto mechanics, printing and office supply shops, mail and delivery stores. Local here in Howell, we had ice cream trucks out and about, especially when it was nice last week. And from my understanding, that is permitted. That's considered a takeout service or a delivery service.
Yes, that's correct. It's a takeout or delivery for those ice cream trucks.
Wow.
And what also has evolved, and this is our daily conference calls with chiefs throughout the state, they're posing up questions here. Landscaping services are permitted. And there is a mandatory which we are abiding by here, telework or work from home. That is 107. And 108 basically states that the municipalities will all be in compliance with one another and follow the same direction from the state. So we're all on the same page here. I'm proud of that. We have a great working relationship amongst all of us here in the departments, and especially our emergency services that are out there. Credit to our doctors and nurses who are on the front lines on this. There is a testing facility this week here in town that is out there in social media. That is by appointment only, so we ask you not to go there because it's going to create a hardship on the PD. And other than that, I think I was pretty lengthy here. I think I covered everything.
I think so.
Any other questions from up here as far as the PD is concerned?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Brian Gehegan?
just to give a quick recap on municipal operations, all public buildings remain closed to public access. In light of the recent orders directed by Governor Murphy, we've transitioned to minimal staffing in all cases where it's possible. Obviously, the police department, dispatchers, things like that are critical to the operation. However, a lot of our clerical staff, we've reduced numbers here, mainly at Town Hall, with the others working from home, and the supervisors are creating a rotational basis for that. We've been working in close concert with the schools. Now that they're operating out of the municipal building here, it's made communication a lot easier. We're trying to broadcast information out through both sources, since They have a unique demographic that they have an audience, as do we, so we're trying to broadcast all information through both outlets. In an effort to streamline operations here at Town Hall, we've created a Save the Trip to Town Hall guide. It's a brief summary of the various departments and how you can contact those departments or conduct business with those
Excellent.
departments. It's been shared amongst different administrators and managers, and many other towns have created similar documents. We've been updating the website regularly, as the mayor referred to earlier. The township website, twp.howell.nj.us/COVID-19, contains all of our regular updates. Just to highlight a few, the Census Bureau has suspended all field operations for now. Our finance department was able to quickly get an online portal system up for payments for the other departments in town. We could always accept online payments for tax and sewer. Now we have the ability to take payments for other services. Our playgrounds are closed throughout town. The parks do remain open for passive recreation, so walking, jogging, things like that. Playgrounds, basketball courts, any area where people would congregate have been closed. Our DPW has posted signs and fenced off or taped off wherever appropriate. As of right now, unless some other direction comes from the state or federal government, we are holding our next council meeting tomorrow night. It's scheduled for 6 p.m. There will be no executive session. Council has the option whether to attend in person or call in by telephone. This is unique for all local governments, as we've received mandates from DCA that we can hold meetings to conduct essential business, but we need to allow for some type of public comment, public interaction. In order to comply with that, we've been advertising the email address of public access at twp.howell.nj.us. You can email in your comments or concerns or questions, or you can call the main number for Howell Township, 732-938-4500, extension 2155, and either speak to the deputy clerk or leave a message on our voicemail, again, expressing your comments or concerns related to the meeting.
Would you just say that number again?
Sure. The phone number is 732
Yeah.
938 4500,
Okay.
extension 2155. And I'll repeat the email as well.
Yes,
That
thank
is
you.
public access at twp.howell.nj.us. Our residents can contact through either form, and they can do it. The agenda is already posted on our website, so we actually had our first resident email in some comments yesterday. As most of our comments were related to the COVID-19 issue, I had actually sent her a response to her questions right away, but they will be read into the record during the appropriate time in the meeting tomorrow, as well as a response given at the meeting. So again, as it stands right now, we are having our meeting tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
But it is closed to the general public.
That is correct. Closed to the general public, and they can contact us through one of those forms. We've already gone over the numbers that have been reported to us through the Monmouth County Board of Health. As indicated, we do expect that number to climb significantly as more testing gets rolled out. We are doing our best to keep our residents informed through our website. We've also created a phone number for people that may not have internet access. They can call in and hear a recording with the latest updates that we're posting.
You want to give that number?
That phone number to call in to listen to the recording would be 732-961-5111. Again, 732-961-5111. And that number is a recorded message which mimics the updates that we are posting to our township website. To piggyback off the Justice Complex, the courts remain closed at the direction of the state. And One last thing, we ask people to refrain from calling 911 wherever possible. Obviously, if they have an emergency, do so. However, our EMS and medical facilities are being overrun by general flu-type symptoms. We encourage people to contact your primary care physician in such cases or wherever possible. But again, if it's a true emergency, call 911. But if it's general flu-type symptoms, please call your personal physician. And that is all I have for the moment, unless you have any questions.
I do not.
Okay.
No,
I
do not.
I'll end.
Just one other thing also, if you need any information regarding the COVID-19, you can also dial 211. The state has set up a 211 notification board and all updates for COVID-19 symptoms and flu-like and symptoms and anything else pertaining to the COVID-19.
So, thank you, everybody. In closing, just a thought. There are some of us have lived here all our lives, some of us have moved in here, but Howell's always been a family-type area. We've always helped each other, your neighbors, your friends. This event, even though it is pushing us apart, I believe will bring us together. I think that we keep ourselves healthy, we keep our town healthy, we can get past this. Also, let's try, if we can, to support the local restaurants. If you can go out, they're hurting really bad. You can get either curbside drop-off, or you could pick up, or they'll deliver. There's a restaurant guide that's going out every day that's changing, that has, the restaurants that are open, what their capabilities are. So if you review that, that might even just bring a little bit more fun to the house if you didn't have to cook and clean up after the fact. Anything that we can do to keep ourselves occupied and healthy and keep our kids continuing to do all of their schoolwork, because I've noticed, I've heard stories all over the place, that parents are so blessed they have teachers. So I just want to say, Howell, we are strong. We've been here. I know that I feel safe in the hands of the people that are helping us. You should as well. Keep yourself healthy and safe. God bless.